Alright guys, welcome back, and I may sound like a fart in a jar because I'm recording audio with my voice recorder app, not my microphone. Anyway, here you can see me using a spacer block to set up some spacer blocks to fit some drawer runners to in a drawer carcass. Now those spacer blocks are very critical to keep because if I use them again, as you can see me doing there, when I'm fitting the drawer runners, I'll get exact central placement. So yeah, fairly simple. Those spacer blocks just help the drawer runners to fit flush with the front of the carcass because this carcass has a face frame. Normally in Australia we use, like the Europeans, we use frameless cabinetry. In America we use face frames. I decided to make this one with a face frame because I think they look nicer. Now I'm using some phenolic coated F14 grade plywood here for the drawer carcasses because I actually like the stuff and I think it looks good with the exposed end grain, and it's very utile, it's very hard wearing, very easy to keep clean. Okay, and here I found that if I use the auxiliary support with my domino, I'm able to put a domino in 10mm from the edge, as you can see there, but it was a bit painful. After doing this I watched King Post Timber. I watched Joey do a job similar to this where he set up a jig for his domino, and that would have been much smarter because this did take a long time. Now you may be wondering where the carcass, that Meranti carcass, drawer cupboard carcass came from. Unfortunately I lost the footage of that video, but I've got a little bit of a video of where I remilled some old stair treads to get that material, and I might show a little bit of that in the background while we're looking at this rather boring process. So with the drawer joinery, what I decided to do was go for 2 dominoes at each corner with a single 10 gauge by 50mm wood screw. The dominoes are not glued in, they're actually just a extremely tight friction fit. You can, if you look closer, you can see the dominoes are actually being shaved. They're being planed as they go in, they're that tight. And they basically don't come out. They create alignment and they also create friction to hold the drawer together. Then a big 10 gauge screw goes through the middle of that, and I found this to be a very quick way and a very strong way of making well aligned, nice quality drawers. So yeah, this isn't your usual 8 gauge by 50 screw, it's a 10 gauge, it's a fair bit bigger. And I'm drilling a fairly sizable hole so I don't split the plywood. But yeah, I was surprised how well these came out. This was actually a test fit. I was going to pull it apart and glue it, and then I just realised that it was unnecessary. And I'm enjoying that drill bit there. That's a smart bit. It really countersinks well without damaging that already finished surface. Now, I didn't show it, but off camera I just nailed and glued those drawer bottoms on and then chamfered them. Look at me wobbling around in there, eh? They're just 9mm ply. And this method of doing drawer fronts works fairly well as long as you move the drawer, sorry, not drawer fronts, drawers, as long as you move the drawer down to its neutral position, so you've got to weigh it down a bit, otherwise your drawers end up wonky. So you put 2 lead screws in to hold it in place, then you pull it out and fill up the rest of the screws, or as many of them as you want. In most cases 2 or 3 screws is actually enough. I think I put 4 or 5 in these. Ooh. Now those drawer bottoms like that, nailed and glued straight on. Matthias Wandel did a test. It took something like 500 kilos to break them, so they're strong enough. And here's some sanding. Sanding is necessary, and if I have to do it, you might as well have to watch it. You can see that face frame, and you can see that the side of that carcass is 2 wide Meranti boards glued together. They were stair treads, which I dressed and then resawed. Sorry I didn't capture any of that. Now the grain direction is running in the way I'm planing now, but I had to start in the other direction so I don't chip the plywood out. Just putting a little chamfer on. And the top and the bottom of that carcass is that phenolic resin coated ply. The bottom obviously because you don't see it, but the top, because I've got dog holes there and stuff like varnish or glue might drip through, I just use that because it cleans off easily. Here I'm cutting a 10mm rebate into the face frame because I want that rail and style drawer to sit inside there, house in, and basically make it not look quite as thick as it would have if I didn't do that. That festal route is a dream to use. So I'm using a pencil here to mark out the extents. I'm going to square off those rounded corners. So I use a pencil first so that I can see where the two lines intersect, then I go in with a knife. The reason I do the pencil first is just so that I don't overcut the mark with the knife. And this Meranti is very soft and beautiful to work with. If you're from the Northern Hemisphere, Meranti is Luan or Philippine or Borneo mahogany or Borneo cedar. Basically just behaves like mahogany in every way. When you're knocking these corners out, if you just take little bites in each direction without going too far in one direction, you'll get these nice little satisfying bits snap off like that. All the way down you'll get a relatively flat bottom. I've got a bit of a flat bottom. Maybe you didn't need to know that. Sorry. That was an overshare. There we go. I'm going to leave it there. Next episode we'll just see how I did that nice rail and style drawer front and fitted that all in and aligned it. And thanks for watching, and sorry that this video is a bit short and abrupt and that I lost some of the footage, but hope you'll stay with me for the rest of it anyway. Because I'm a nice guy and you're nice people.